This video is designed to define and differentiate important pedagogical concepts that pertain to the modern digital learning environment for online literacy and writing courses. Within the 21st century learning environment, digital capabilities provide an endless combination of teaching environments, course delivery formats, and temporal modalities. Developing a lexicon for this new frontier of education will provide students, educators, and institutions with a robust framework for digital pedagogy and online learning. According to the Global Society of Online Literacy Educators, or GSOL, literacy studies is mediated by those who consider themselves part of a rhetoric and composition, reading and writing studies, English studies, discourse studies, technical and professional writing studies, writing across the discipline, curriculum studies, and other literacy studies given the reading and composition heavy focus of online learning instruction. Online literacies are core literacies that occur in digital settings. Minimally, there are three of these literacies. One, reading-centered literacy, reading in digital and print-based settings that use alphabetic text, images, video, audio, and the like. Composition-centered literacy, composing alphabetic text using various technologies that may primarily be read or composed in digital settings. And modality-centered literacy, composing multimodal texts that rely on digital technologies for production and or consumption to include images, video, audio, and the like. Online literacy courses are a unit of study within a program that either focuses on core literacies or uses such literacies to convey content in a fully online, hybrid online, or technology-enhanced setting using synchronous and or asynchronous modalities and engaging a variety of electronic media. Platforms and technologies. OLC educators make use of core literacies to promote skill or knowledge development. OLCs promote critical thinking and communicative expression of that thinking. Many such courses are writing-centric and may be called online writing courses. Ultimately, this brings us to the idea of online literacy instruction. Instruction that occurs at least partially, if not fully, in a computer-based internet or intranet instructional setting. It uses online digital media to provide instruction, talk about reading, alphabetic writing, and multimodal composition, or distribute, share, and or collect reading and alphabetic multimodal related materials. Traditional on-site settings may be considered digital or technology enhanced when they engage in LMS or Google Suite. Next, we'll break down three specific ideas and then supporting ideas that help frame that unpacking. So first and foremost, we'll look at teaching environments. We'll think about traditional, technologically enhanced, hybrid, and fully online. Then we will explore course delivery formats, including face-to-face, hybrid, and fully online. And we will end the video looking at temporal modalities, specifically synchronous and asynchronous. Teaching environments include traditional. When we think of traditional, we think of traditional lectures, workshops, lab format, in-person, on-site, in the classroom. Really, you can think of traditional in relation to how education functioned prior to the pandemic, when most of our coursework in K through 12 higher education involved a classroom environment. On top of that, there's technologically enhanced. According to GSOL, the technology-enhanced teaching environment entails three factors. First, the digital, i.e. using computer-based or other integrated technologies that can be accessed virtually anywhere at any time. There's also online, i.e. internet and internet-based. And finally, there's distributed, which would include linked through a computer network while being geographically dispersed. The final teaching environment, or the final two teaching environments, are hybrid, which is a blend of traditional in-person and online synchronous, asynchronous, or hybrid. And then finally, fully online, asynchronous or synchronous only with no possibility for in-person. Course delivery formats function through the face-to-face. Face-to-face teaching is primarily synchronous because online classroom activities happen in real time, and instructors accordingly develop methods and preferences for managing such exchanges informed by their training and course learning objectives. Such synchronicity and on-site face-to-face interaction are a significant part of hybrid online writing instruction. Beyond face-to-face interactions, digital synchronicity also uses the common qualities of talk and turn-taking, whether accomplished through oral talk or text-based chat. Moreover, these same instructors use asynchronous communication increasingly, often through their institution's online learning management system, to exchange such digital products as syllabi, assignment descriptions, essays, and assessments. The next course delivery format is hybrid. We would also refer to this as mixed modality or HyFlex. HyFlex is a course design model that presents the components of hybrid learning, which combines face-to-face with online learning in a flexible course structure that gives students the option of attending sessions in the classroom, participating online, or doing both. Instructors provide course content for both participation modes and can tailor activities for each format. Such flexibility introduces significant instructional design challenges, not to mention the potential day-to-day demands it puts on teachers to tailor dynamic learning experiences for each individual student and their different modalities that they will engage from day to day. The final course delivery format would be fully online. Fully online would entail meeting synchronously, asynchronously, or a hybrid of the two. The temporal modality is centered on the two key concepts of synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous occurs in the same time. Interactions transpire without a time lag in real time or with very short one in near real time, indicating a very short time between interactions, as with text-based instant messaging, IM, or short message service, SMS. Again, participants can be geographically distributed or located in the same room. Synchronous online writing courses typically require teachers and students to be communicating with immediacy, and they must meet a particular scheduled time for the activity to be generally synchronous and equally accessible to all in the course, much as in traditional on-site course setting. They use such media as text and live audio, video, where the participants talk and see each other in real time. However, synchronous online writing courses typically also take advantage of asynchronous media for distributing and collecting assignments, providing content, and requiring text-based discussion. Synchronous involves media relative to meeting concurrently through text and voice, i.e. live chat, live document sharing, live audio or video conferencing, both one-to-one and one-to-group, meeting in virtual worlds, and whiteboard sharing. There are several advantages to synchronous. First, interpersonal rather than cognitive, ostensibly associated with student satisfaction, student learning, and lower rates of attrition. Second, synchronous can help avoid miscommunication and address problems when miscommunication has occurred. There are also several challenges. Scheduling both full classes and one-to-one interaction. Media software can also be expensive and may require significant bandwidth to be efficient and effective. And finally, some students may have issues with access, including technology, internet bandwidth, and the general software necessary for maintaining the synchronous session. The final temporal modality is asynchronous. Asynchronous occurs in different time setting in that interactions occur with a time lag between and among them. Participants can be geographically distributed or even in the same room, but if they interact in non-real time, their communication and work is asynchronous. Almost all writing instructors already engage in asynchronous instructional practices when they post course material to an LMS or respond to individual student emails. Asynchronous online writing courses typically enable teachers and students to interact over a longer period of time, and they provide wide latitude with scheduling coursework and interactions. They use such media as text, images, recorded audio, and recorded audio video. Commonly used tools for asynchronous modality include email, discussion boards, blogs, wikis, social networking sites, e-lists, and streaming audio or video. There are several advantages to asynchronous temporal modalities. First, there are higher levels of temporal flexibility. There's also the increased cognitive participation because of the time allowance for amplified reflection. There are the possibility for higher potential to use increased allowable time to process information. There are multiple opportunities to write and read with that space. And finally, the existence of an archival record for transactions conducted in the environment. There are also several disadvantages, including the lack of immediacy, and it can also contribute to a sense of participant isolation, essentially loss of social presence. This video defines and differentiates important pedagogical ideas which provide a framework for understanding digital learning environments for online literacy and writing courses. As noted in the beginning of the video, the 21st century learning environment has multiple digital capabilities that provide an endless combination of teaching environments, course delivery formats, and temporal modalities. A clear and transparent lexicon for digital capabilities of the 21st century learning environment provides students, educators, and institutions with a robust framework for digital pedagogy and online learning.